Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Wednesday, August 30th, 2017. Very decent day today. It's a little overcast, there's some clear skies there. Got mix of sun and clouds, not too bad. Pretty decent day overall, very comfortable. It's in the 70s and overall nice day. The nights have been getting cooler. We had one fire so far at night, but not too bad. So Greg brought down another load of wood, so we got the wood here, and we got, this was already here, but this wood here as well. So he's brought down 2 loads so far, so it's 2 face cord, and he's gonna be bringing down 4 more loads, and we'll get them all split up and stacked and get that part squared away, and so we'll be that much better off for winter, and so that's a good thing. So that's what that is, and I'm not sure if he's going to be bringing another load down today or not, but so we'll go in real quick and we'll take a look at the solar. So let's go do that. We'll see how that's doing. So yesterday we ended up pulling in, hold on a second here. Yesterday we ended up pulling in 4.4 kilowatt hours of power for the whole day. So right now we are sitting on 3.8 at this point right now, and still bringing in power obviously. It is, I'll tell you what time it is here in a second. Let's see. So it's 3:20 now. We should still get a couple more hours. So you know, we're at 3.8. We should definitely be over 4 kilowatt hours on the day by the time we're done. The overcast, like when it's like this here with the overcast, you're obviously not bringing in as much power as you normally do. So that affects your total intake of what you bring in. So anyway, so I was asked to do a video. So it's a tough video to do actually, because I'm just like, you know, I had to really give it some serious thought. And I want to give you my honest assessment, okay? So somebody had asked me, she said that her son has cerebral palsy. I believe that's what she said. And so she wanted me to do a video on what it's going to be like for parents with children with special needs in a post-S.H.T.F event. And let's go with worst case scenario, guys. I mean, it's like when I'm trying to do a lot of these examples of things, I try to do it in a worst case scenario. So let's be 100% real, let's be 100% honest, okay? The reality is, if your child is on a whole ton of meds, a lot of meds, let's say, and those meds are helping keep that child alive, realistically, when those meds run out, that child is going to die, because there's really nothing you're going to be able to do about it. That's a horrible, horrible thing to even think about. It's a horrible thing to have to even contemplate. As a parent, you know, we never want to lose our children before we go, obviously. Now, in different situations, depending on the severity of what your child has, basically, if your child is vent dependent, you know, realistically, that's a very short-term thing, and they're going to be done. Now, my son has special needs. My son has autism. Okay, how useful would he be in a post-event? Well, he can help out. He can collect firewood, and you know, he's a good, strong boy. And you know, it would be a major adjustment. Obviously, anybody that knows anything about people with autism, they're very routine-oriented. So when they're thrown off the routine, it's upsetting at first, but he would adjust. Just like when we moved from Greece to down here, he adjusted, and now this is home. He don't want to be anyplace else. So, you know, and he's not on any meds, so, you know, that's not even a concern or an issue. And, you know, I think a lot of times nowadays, a lot of these kids are on a lot of unnecessary meds. They don't need to be on all this crap that they're giving them all the time. And, but we are in a society where if there's a problem, we fix it with a pill. But anyway, let's get back to the topic on hand. You know, if you have a child with Down syndrome, or, you know, something to that effect, You know, if you're taking care of that child at home and you continue to do so, that child could still do okay. If they're in a facility, realistically, if your child is in a group home or something like that and you are not going to go and get that child's chances of survival are not good at all. It really, I've seen some kids that are really medically fragile, you know, and it is, you know, the reality is they won't last long. I mean, and I'm not trying to be cruel, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to be honest. And, you know, I've thought about a lot of these things, you know, through the years as far as like, you know, being in the medical field and you know, and taking care of people. If there's a lot to taking care of them in their care, the chances that they're going to live a long period of time after an event is just not realistic. Okay, so if you can stockpile meds ahead of time, if you can make preparations to, you know, do the best you can you extend the time that that child is alive? Absolutely. But ultimately, when those medications run out, if they really need a lot of medications to survive, okay, this is what we're going with here on this example. You know, once those medications run out, it's just a matter of time. So basically, the best you can do is extend that period of time. You know, stockpiling on meds. I mean, how much meds can you put ahead depending on what they're on? You know, so those are some things I want you guys to think about. And you know, it's not going to be like it is now. We're not saving everybody. You know, that's not going to happen. Cats are fighting again. It's just not going to be realistic. I mean, you know, in the nursing homes, you're looking at, you know, if not all, I would say 98% of those people are not going to make it. If they can get up and walk out the door, they might have a chance. But how long is somebody that's, you know, 85, 90 years old going to last if they try to go out there on their own? It's not realistic. I mean, it's just not realistic. So, you know, it's a very difficult thing to think about. And if you think about it in your communities, I know in New York State we have a lot of group homes in the community where people are out there and you know, you know, medically frail people, and you know, the reality is that they're just not going to make it. And you know, if you don't have the people to take care of them, and you know, like I said, if you're taking care of your child at home, you can extend that time, but ultimately the end result will be, unfortunately, that they are not going to make it. So I definitely want your guys' feedback on this video. I want to hear what your thoughts are on it, what you think. I'm just trying to be honest, you know, looking at it realistically, and you know, try not to look at things jaded. Now, if Eddie, my son, if Eddie was out on his own, could he make it? Probably not. He needs guidance, and he needs to have somebody watching out for him. And you know, he would learn over time, but you know, it's just, if he didn't have somebody there to guide him in the beginning, he would not make it. That's just a fact. There's a lot of people that are completely with it cognitively, that are smart people, that you know, that are not going to make it when an S.H.T.F event happens. So you know, when you add in special needs, it makes things that much more difficult. So unless you're really on top of things, have a really good supply of your whatever your child needs, realistically, all you're doing, no matter what, is extending that time. And I get it, and I would do the same thing if my child was on, you know, all kinds of medications to survive. I would try to stockpile them up as much as I possibly could to extend that time as much as I possibly could with them. But ultimately, the reality is, when something happens and we have a major S.H.T.F event, it is going to be survival of the fittest, and you're going to have a hard enough time just trying to survive yourself, let alone taking care of somebody that needs a lot of medical attention. Okay, I mean, I'm just being honest, guys. I mean, it's a horrible thing to even think about it. You don't want to think about it, but look at your loved ones in your family. Look who is compromised in your family, and we all have them. Okay, it's just not. The reality is that a lot of people that are alive now that wouldn't have been alive 100 years ago, they're not going to make it. It's just that's reality. And I hate to be like that, but I got to show you here. We got Lucy chilling on the ground. But that's the case. So I definitely want your feedback on this video. I want to hear what your thoughts are on it, what you guys think, and where you stand on it, and what you know, basically what your game plan is, and what you think you want to try to do. Anyway, I'm going to jump off of here for now. But I wanted to do this video, and like I said, it's a hard video to do, especially because I do have a child with special needs, and you know, with the autism, and but it's different in my case because he doesn't need medication to survive. It would be a major adjustment for him, and that would not be any fun. But he would do okay because I'm here to guide him and I'm here to help him. So anyway, guys, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day how you feel, and you know, tomorrow is not guaranteed, so we got to make sure we tell them every day. And remember, STD, one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever your goals are, guys, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can reach them as long as you work at things methodically, okay? So I will talk to you all tomorrow, and I hope everybody's doing well. So like I said, Friday, we will be doing the canning videos because I have Friday off, so I can get up and get at it and get to it. And that's going to be the game plan, okay? So I will talk to you all later. Prep and Nurse one out for now.